Hello, it's Dave here from SCV Electrical. I thought I'd do a short video on dimming LEDs because I get a lot of questions about this, and it's not straightforward as you might think. It can be a little bit of a minefield. If you compare it to incandescent lights, just like your old type halogen bulbs and that kind of thing, you put an incandescent lamp with a dimmer switch and it just works perfectly. There's no reason it shouldn't, but with LEDs it's a bit more complicated. It's a case of getting the right dimmer switch with the right lamp, and often you just don't know until you start trying a few out. We often have problems with it, so we have to make our customers aware that it's not an exact science and we might have to try a few bulbs to get it to work. You can have problems with flickering lamps, you can get all sorts of issues. Sometimes the dimmer switches refuse to even come on. We typically use Vari-Lite modules for just, typical domestic jobs. Vari-Lite's quite a well-established company and they've got all different types of dimmer switches. We find they tend to work very well, and you can change the driving mode of them. You can change all sorts of different things. I was just trying to install some new lamps in a property recently, and when I turned the power on, the lamps were flickering like mad, and I changed the driving mode and they were still flickering, and then there was one more driving mode and they worked perfectly. So I effectively got three chances, and on the third time I was lucky. So and that's what it can be a bit like, really. Obviously you have to make sure you've got dimmable lamps. If you use, as I say, Vari-Lite, we would recommend, if you're going to use a dimmer switch module for a dimmable lamp, they tend to be the most reliable. I can show you the setup we've got in this property, where we have LED dimming. I'm just in the bathroom now, so I'll just spin the camera around. As you can see, we have 4 fittings up here. This is a nice vintage Victorian setup with a Critel shower, but we're not here for that. So here we have dolly switches and dimmers here. So if I flick this one, it's these two lights, I'll use one of these two. So we've got the dolly switches here and we've got the dimmer switches to control here. So let's flick that one on. So you can see this is maximum. Hopefully this comes across well on these, but it might be flickering. It's probably flickering on the video, which is unfortunately something you can't really stop, but you can see that there's very little, well, to the human eye now, there's very little flickering.